Well, thank you very much for that kind introduction. Good morning, everyone. Yes, I think we are all geared up for an exciting day. Everyone had coffee? Okay, great. So, look, I first of all, I want to thank all of you for taking the time to be here. I want to thank all our sponsors. Thank you very much for making this possible. Um, the One-to-One Connects team, what a fabulous outcome every year. And of course, my ecosystem team that are here as well from different parts of the world. So looking forward to an exciting session and many more sessions through the day. I do have a special message before I kick off from a very special person. And I thought,
Congrats, another successful CIO Big 5 conference. I wish I could have joined, but I'm busy gearing up to be president again. As I say to Amit, India is not just adopting digital technology, it is shaping a digital future for the world. I wish we could learn how to innovate from team ecosystem.
so I thought it would be incomplete if we don't give him the honor to be able to present that. He was very, very keen to be here. But he said he'll tweet otherwise. But I will say, I thought it was very, very crucial for two reasons. One, you know, if you think of the two most talked about themes today, one is the US elections, yeah, or at least in the recent past, till a couple of weeks ago. And the second is AI, right? And what better way to kick off on around both of those themes? But before I get into the session, I wanted to ask a question to everyone. Um, do you know what is common between those four images? Great, space and space exploration. What is the key difference? It's very good. But the first thing is, the first one is reality. The other three are fiction and a movie, right? And reality cost one fourth of the cheapest of those three movies to create. Now, when you look at innovation trends, innovation in India stands for exactly that, right? Where over 1 billion people are connected through a single digital identity, making payments in different parts of India, across rural India and urban India, where space mission in India is actually way lower as a cost than blockbuster films. Now, that is what India represents, a nation where innovation isn't just an ambition, it is a way of life. And what I wanted to touch on today was how all of these pieces are coming together, because you're obviously right in the middle of all of that innovation. You're the enterprise innovators. You're the ones who carry that mantle to keep pushing it forward. So, oops, sorry, went back. Those are the numbers there, so you can see. This one, I wanted to put out there because over the past decade, India has transformed itself into the world's largest digital experiment. That's what I call it. Where farmers in Kerala are using AI to predict weather patterns. Startups in Bangalore are solving some of the global problems with cutting edge technology. India is reshaping what's possible in the digital age. And this isn't just about technology, it's about how we live, how we work, and dream for a new India, right? And the gentleman on this screen is Manu Chopra. Does everyone know who Manu Chopra is? He's 27 years old. Last year, he was 26, obviously. And he's the founder of a company called Karya. It's a social enterprise. It's an AI social enterprise. He is not only recognized by leaders like Nadella, Sundar Pichai, as a key partner who's helping shape their innovation. The Time magazine featured Karya on the cover in August 2023 for what they're doing. The Time magazine also put Manu in the 100 most influential AI leaders in the world at the age of 26. What does he do? He brings the combination of investments, innovation, and impact together, the three I's. And they use technology as a means to provide opportunities to rural communities to be able to earn a living. And they actually train the workers, they skill them up, and they get paid over 20 times the minimum wage that they would get in rural parts of India. So, you're looking at urban innovation that's pervasive in rural communities, creating opportunities for people and uplifting society. And that's what innovation can do. And that's what we are seeing in India. This one, I thought, the first one represents how urban India is contributing to rural India. Let me give you an example, a personal example of how I see rural India contributing, because a lot of people that are coming into urban India, or sometimes now not even moving to urban India, are actually creating their own impact through innovation and entrepreneurship. So a couple of months ago, I was in Bangalore. I took an Uber, and this guy, this is the picture of the actual pamphlet he gave me. His story is 10 years ago, he managed to save some money, bought himself a Tata Nano car, started ferrying people around. And with that, he was able to make some money. He bought 5 more cars. He got 20 more cars on contract. And guess what he did? He created his own digital app. He created a digital app with packages that his customers could subscribe to so that they could use his service in a very personalized experience. Just imagine that. He moved to Bangalore from Bihar about 15 years ago. And I look at these stories and I go, there is so much promise in India where innovation can change not just people's lives, but societies and the nation as well. So at Ecosystem, we are obsessed with innovation. And that's why we're all here. That's what we live and breathe every day, just trying to learn, trying to observe, and trying to make sense and connect the dots and bring it back to the ecosystem, as the name suggests. Some of you may be aware of TIE. Anyone who's aware of TIE here? TIE? Very few. Need to do a better job marketing TIE. So I'm also the global chairman of TIE, and TIE is a nonprofit. It's started in Silicon Valley in 1992 as a mission by Indian tech entrepreneurs, the billionaires who made it in the 1980s in the US. So Vinod Khosla, Kanwal Rekhi, and a whole bunch of others. They got together and they said, hey, let's make the journey for entrepreneurs easier. Let's create a community that can foster entrepreneurship and give back to the startup ecosystem. And TIE today, after 32 years, is the world's largest entrepreneur and investor community. We've got 66 ecosystems we cover through 66 chapters. And one of the things that it does gives me a very, very unique perspective of how innovation is shaping nations, whether it's in terms of economic opportunities, employment creation, capacity building. It is all around innovation. And in fact, KPMG quantified TIE's impact to the entrepreneur economy at over $1 trillion US. $1 trillion US. Now you imagine if that entrepreneurship and innovation can be applied to a nation the size of India, and with the digital capacity we have here, the skill base we have here, what it could do in terms of the economy and the socioeconomic impact in India. So I think my session, I'm hoping, will help shape some of the thinking around how innovation can really create that impact that goes beyond your enterprises. Because if you create that impact to the society and to the nation, the impact will come back. We have not only the third largest startup ecosystem in the world today. When you look at non-US founders who were not born in the US, Indian founders top the list. Unicorn founders around the world, Indian founders top the list after the US. With over 70,000 tech startups, one thing is for certain. The next wave of billionaires in India are going to be AI billionaires, and it's already happening. I think there are 3 key tenets that India is shaping its future on. The first is the focus from governments, both state and center, whether it's policy and regulation. So when you look at governments, they're competing now. State governments are competing for investments into building digital infrastructure in their states. They're attracting enterprises from India and overseas to come and build and set up. They're setting the right sort of incentive structures to make it happen. And their core objective, outside of winning the elections, is the real purpose is to actually drive economic opportunities, economic growth, and create more employment through capacity building. And that's the opportunity all enterprises have the ability to participate. There is, there was a time it was Bangalore and Hyderabad and then Gurgaon. Now it's everywhere. The startup ecosystem in India is absolutely bursting at its seams. So I've spent over this year, just in this last 11 months, I've had the opportunity to engage with a number of government leaders across states in India, whether it's Andhra Pradesh, whether it's Karnataka, Odisha, Rajasthan, Gift City, Madhya Pradesh, all of them. And all they're talking about is innovation. Even Odisha, they're not talking about minerals anymore. They're talking about how do we decarbonize our heavy mining, metals, and chemicals industries, right? So, and it all comes down to technology. They're all competing for it. And guess what? As a result of that, it creates opportunities for enterprises to participate in that economic growth. Madhya Pradesh is the fastest growing agrarian economy in India. No surprises that their former chief minister is the Minister of Agriculture. And their biggest focus today is agri-tech and food tech. We have Rajasthan. One would imagine Rajasthan is all about culture, literary fests. Guess what? They're taking their strengths around that and creating a whole ecosystem that brings together technology, AI, and culture and arts to be able to build out that ecosystem from Rajasthan. They're focused on building renewable energy. They've got a lot of sunshine. They've got lots of desert and sunshine. They're maximizing that. So the opportunities exist in many, many different pockets. From a policy perspective, the big one I think that we can't miss out is DPDP. Whenever I hear that, I have a little bit of a chuckle because it's a little bit of a funny acronym, but I'm assuming everyone is aware of that Digital Personal Data Protection Act, which came to effect last year. And it is a central government regulation that will impact all enterprises. So all of these legislations, the regulations will impact. What does it mean for enterprises? Companies must obtain consent and set up mechanisms for data security. And non-compliance will not really be an option in the long term. So everyone has to start thinking about that. So cybersecurity and data protection is going to be absolutely key. And that's why when you look at our research, it figures as the highest priority for enterprises, for all of you, for you and your peers. 78% of the CIOs believe that is the biggest priority. And then, of course, you got a whole host of digital services, initiatives like DigiLocker, e-governance initiatives, e-healthcare. We're going to start seeing enterprises be able to integrate with government systems to streamline their offerings. And finally, as I said earlier, it all comes down to capacity building. How can they create the talent pool? How can they skill the workforce? How can they bring more people to participate in this digital economy? That will create massive opportunity for enterprises to think laterally where the talent sits and how to leverage that talent in different pockets. What can I say about this slide? We have 1 billion plus mobile users, smartphone users, not mobile users. We have internet users nudging 1 billion by next year. Just think of the potential opportunities this presents. You have the biggest, most powerful digital economy in the world today, untapped. Why do I say the biggest? Well, it's definitely bigger than the US in terms of the digital footprint and the digital access. And guess what? The other one that's really big is China. But China doesn't have an open data economy. India has an open data economy. Participate, have global ambitions, and take it to the world. India's digital capacity, digital innovation is open to the world. And I think that cannot happen without the participation of leaders like yourselves in this. Look at just the opportunity on your home turf. You have, just look at that. Look at those staggering, shifts over the decades. We are going to have over 23, 7%. We're going to shift to 7% of the demographic at that super rich elite category. You've got the strugglers shrinking, which means there's going to be a lot more consumption. You're going to see bursting consumption in every sector, not just in the consumer economy. It will percolate into the enterprise economy. And I think, one of the things that I'd like to talk about is for us to understand how to tap these opportunities, we need to think like entrepreneurs, because the startups are successful because they have great ideas, they're willing to take risks, they know how to fail fast, learn faster. You can apply that to the enterprise. You can apply that to your innovation frameworks. It requires taking some managed risk because risk comes with great rewards. So the opportunity is to take the solutions and solve for business problems using your innovation mindset. So what do boards talk to you about? When you're having a conversation with your management teams, the conversation sounds like technology discussions. Cybersecurity, let's improve our customer experience, let's implement Gen AI. I mean, everyone, I'm sure it must be really, really hard for you to navigate that piece because the Gen AI space makes it still quite unwieldy. You're still trying to figure out what are the right use cases, what do you push from POCs to production. But what they're actually saying is they want better risk management. They want to grow their market share. And they want enhanced efficiency and productivity gains. So the innovation requires investments, developing a business case, and it should be no different than a startup creating an investment pitch deck. Because if you're able to demonstrate the right avenues, the right opportunities, the money is there. Because when you think about, if you refer to my previous slide, the investment in the startup ecosystem over the last 10 years has been about $150 billion. When you think about the net investment of enterprises going into technology investments over the last 10 years, it's mind-boggling. So there is pockets of opportunity there, just requires that little bit of a shift in the mindset. So Digital India will require enterprises to grow at the pace of digital natives. And that entrepreneurial spirit, the rise of the startups has infused that energy into the ecosystem, that culture of experimentation, risk-taking, and that needs to percolate into enterprises so that bold innovation initiatives can take place. Disruption has to be a strategy within enterprises. You cannot not be disrupting, because if you don't disrupt, you will get disrupted. India is very unique compared to some of the other mature markets where startups often operate in their own silo and enterprises operate in their own silos. In India, it's all coming together. And you have to start rethinking the way forward to lead in this age of digital disruption. So digital natives are actually playing exactly in the same space you are. I mean, some of you may be digital natives yourselves, but enterprises will have to evolve to match the digital natives. The age of digital disruption requires the enterprises operate at that same pace. So the options for enterprises today are, you can either learn from startups and build yourself. But learning from startups there has to be some thinking around that. Partner with startups and build something to scale with that collaboration. And there are many examples of that in India. Or acquire the company to bring in the innovation. Now, many of you might say, well, that doesn't sit in my budget. That sits with this, the corporate venture arms or the enterprise innovation arms, which are different. It's not true, because you are the custodians of innovation in your organizations. It is your opportunity to take that conversation and flip it from a technology conversation to a business conversation. What can enterprises learn from startups? Encourage experimentation, focus on MVPs. So before you build out a whole scaled up model, test it out. Develop a risk-taking mindset to fail fast, learn even faster. And upskill the team continuously. The talent pool is all that you have. In this world of innovation, it is your talent pool that's gonna make it happen. Opportunities to partner are immense. There are many opportunities to participate in startup incubators, accelerators. Enterprises have a free rein if if you choose to do that. Great options to look at all the innovation that's out there. Those startups are hungry to find avenues to scale their business, and you are their best bet. So the opportunity to partner exists. Then you have the opportunity to acquire. There are many examples. So example of partnership first is Apollo Hospitals partnering with Tracto, right? Allows them to create a digital footprint across the market through that. In financial services, State Bank of India has partnered with PhonePe to make UPI accessible in rural markets and tier 2, tier 3 cities. You have examples of acquisition, the Tata Group acquiring 1MG. What a rapid way to get into that healthcare ecosystem through the e-pharmacy business. So there are many other examples, and I think I'd be very happy to have a conversation if anyone wants to talk about what this could mean. But I do want to leave you with just 3 thoughts. First, India is not just a digital innovator, it is a global leader in digital innovation. The digital transformation in India is going to create global opportunities, and it is immense. So it's really about tapping into those. The rural and urban digital economies are converging. As you saw from the examples I shared initially, they're both going to play together. So the opportunity for CIOs should be to explore strategies that harness this synergy, target inclusivity, target scalability, and address these diverse market needs. The third takeaway that I'd leave you with, which is the most important piece, enterprises don't have to step back and let the digital natives lead. You can coexist, either learn from them, collaborate, or acquire. The opportunity is there. This is really up to us how we shift our mindset to focus on the key innovation trends, learn from that, and bring it all to the fore. And over the next few sessions, you will actually hear about themes that can actually help tackle some of those innovation trends. So thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. And I look forward to spending time with each one of you.